What up, world?
Direct.
Live and direct. You know what it is. Old heads only. Charles Brown, Dale Man, Utopian Nights. What up?
In the building, man. Happy to be back.
How we sound? How we sound? Everything good?
So I'll clear on my end.
Yep, clear on my end.
Let me see if my Instagram going, and then I'm going live. There it is. The Instagram is up. We ready. All right, gang. It looked like we ready. We here. We got some crazy conversation tonight. We are going to talk about the worst. This is a very controversial topic, bro. This is very. I already know this is going to be crazy right now. We're going to talk about the worst rappers, hip hop rappers. And if I get a little choppy, let me know, man. I want to make sure my connection don't be acting crazy. Sometimes it be getting choppy. But listen, I'm Charles Brown.
We going on worst rappers or worst songs?
We're going to do both. I want to talk about just what whack is. First of all, before we even start naming, because I know what everybody wanted to do. They wanted to start naming who's whack, who ain't, this, that, and the third, right? I don't want to do that. What I want to do, let me see if let me just.
I also wrote down a list of songs, bad songs from artists we respect that we like.
I like that.
Okay.
Because, even our favorite artists make the song we like. What the fuck was they doing? Why they make that?
Like that.
Right.
I feel that. I'm with that. Hold on, bro. I want to start by saying, I know my eyes is red. I just had surgery. I know I look crazy. I probably look like the freaking Green Goblin. But
no, I can't tell.
Yeah. Oh, good. So listen, I feel like before we even start naming who's whack and who ain't whack, I feel like we need to have a conversation about, because we all got the same kind of frame of mind when it comes to this hip hop, but some people don't feel like we feel. You know what I mean? And what make something even whack in the first place? From a hip hop head, we supposed to be old heads. Well, from our perspective of this hip hop stuff, where does this start at? Where you say that's whack? When I start hearing something that's what make me feel like it's whack. Who want to start that conversation about what makes something worse or whack or bad?
Well, it's interesting because we came from an era where originality was really, pronounced. So we had the difference between NWA and Def Jeff at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of different things happening. People didn't want to kind of carbon copy. There was no formula. So when things sounded formulaic, when it sounded like it was being mass produced for a particular reason instead of for the art of it itself back in that times, then we would quickly to label it whack. Now, it's still subjective, but I think during that time we had so much originality in hip hop that when you heard somebody coming out emulating somebody else or some shit sounded like they was trying to cater to a particular crowd or something, it was automatically suspect to us.
So the number one rule
to me,
be yourself or be original.
It used to be. Like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, whack is just you just don't like right now. Everything is anything goes. So now, if it doesn't really appeal to the sensibility of lyricism or the music hitting right, if it don't sound true or don't have any depth to it, then it's whack to you now. But back then, it was like, yo, this some unoriginal bullshit that they doing. That's not for us. That's whack. They don't belong in this dojo. You know what I mean?
That shit.
A lot of things get passes nowadays. A lot of things that people get passes to wouldn't have even went back in the day. Like some of the way they flow off the real offbeat stuff.
Right. So basically from our era, talk about from our era, the first thing is first, your style had to be original. That's what made it. If it wasn't original, that was the first thing that made you whack.
That was the first problem. That was the thing that made us suspect to begin with. Like we might not buy your shit if you come out sounding like somebody else or like a carbon copy, but it's like they was hitting, so you come out doing the same thing and you don't have your own spin on it, then we automatically not going to support you.
It used to look crazy somebody coming out sound like somebody.
Yeah.
But that was blasphemous.
There were exceptions because like Dana Dane and Slick Rick were very similar.
Yeah, very similar.
Yeah.
They was in the same crew though. They was in the same crew when they started.
But when we heard them, they wasn't in that same crew no more.
I know, but you can kind of understand why, because they started off in the same crew. So when they went solo, you kind of like gave it a pass because okay, they was together at first. It's not like he heard Slick Rick and said, "Oh, I'm gonna do that shit." You know what I'm saying? He was already with him before they even got over. So,
and we never thought of either of them as whack. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like the production, the songs, the what they was creating, what they was putting out. You know, it ain't turn us off. You know, not at all. I mean, Slick Rick had possibly one of the best hip hop albums of all time. You know, but Dana Dane had the like 2 or 3 joints at a party, and you put them shits on, you was good. So even though the cadence was the same, the delivery, and you could tell Dana Dane apart from Slick Rick.
Yeah, you can. You can. So let me put up. We got some comments in the building. Curtis, though, he was commenting on it. He was saying that Dana Dane was more of a funny story rapper, though. I think Slick Rick did the same thing.
Yeah, Slick Rick had funny shit.
He did the same thing.
Yeah.
So
they were pretty much the same. Slick Rick was just a better version.
Slick Rick is so good. He a better version than a lot of American dudes. He was spitting English, you know what I mean, like British. And he's better than a lot of American dudes. So he just was just good. You know what I mean? So let me see these comments over here. Curtis got a comment, the style and the beat is that's what he's saying that makes it the rapping, it makes what things whack. And then he said Dana Dane was more of a funny story rapper. I agree. So I think also what to me, to get even more in depth in it, it was the formula, but it also then it went to actually how the person, like Guru says, the voice, right? When you start rapping, the very first thing before they hear your cadence, before they hear your flow, before they hear your wordplay, the very first sound come out your mouth is the voice of that first couple words. And if that voice don't sound right, or your speech ain't right, or your the way you enunciate,
the cadence in your flow,
it just right there off the rip. Like Rakim caught you with that, with his voice. Guru caught you with his voice. Certain artists, they just was nasty. You know what I'm saying? And some certain artists just had that voice. Like let me see, like
I think MC Ren had a good voice.
MC Ren
had an awesome voice.
Believe it or not, Eazy-E had a good voice.
Right. Well, he had a great presence too.
Voice.
B-Real had a unique voice.
Yeah. So it was all up to.
So so you got.
I think your voice.
Yeah, you got your voice and your cadence and the way that you flow. Like flow was important back then too. You know, the way people, the way you was flowing over the beat and the way you handled the track and stuff like that, that would get you labeled whack if you ain't do it the right way. I'll say the first controversial thing for the night. The You Gotta Flow Joe joint by Fat Joe.
Yeah.
That nigga was not flowing on that joint. And I had a serious issue with him at first.
I done said that on his fan shows. He wasn't good.
His cadence was not there.
Fat Joe was the quintessential want to be really good rapper that wasn't that good yet. Like, he
got his flow together.
Yeah, he got much better. Yeah,
you know what it was? Like, he was hungry as hell. You gotta flow. He was hungry as shit, but all of us heads was like, this fat dude not really that good. But you know what it was? We knew he was hungry though. You know what I'm saying? So that made you listen to the next one. There's been artists that wasn't good that you listen to the next one because you're like, you know what? That wasn't like the Fugees.
He was with Digging in the Crate, so you gave him a pass because he's with Digging in the Crate. So you say, all right.
Did Beatnuts do that? That You Gotta Flow Joe beat, was that the Beatnuts or was that Digging in the Crate?
It could have been anybody.
Diamond D, and we love Diamond D. So he automatically got a pass because of the beats he was fucking with, and the crew he was fucking with. But he wasn't. When you listen to that song, I was like, dude, nah. You know what I'm saying? Not over that beat, but then over time he got better. But back then it was like automatically like, nah.
That Got a Flow Joe joint was one of them ones that's when hip hop was changing and getting harder and da da da. And we was looking for, that's when Black Moon was out and Smith and Wesson, Helter Skelter, all that stuff was coming out.
Yeah.
And everything was getting that edge, that rough edge.
New York was heavy with the edge then. Yeah. New York was heavy with the edge.
First Puerto Rican rapper, but he had that, you could tell he was like, you know what I'm saying? He was Latino, like you could tell his accent was kind of, who was first? Was it Curious George? I don't know
Curious
who was
George.
First. It might have been Curious George, because I believe Curious George Puerto Rican. But
he is Puerto Rican
before that. No,
and he had to be nuts. He had to walk like a duck joint.
Rock with Ice-T. It was a Spanish dude rapping with him. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. But all right. So if we talking about what we think about as whack, it's so subjective. But at the same time, we all had like everybody was shitting on Hammer back then, and most people Hammer was whack because we was looking at Hammer's rapping abilities and him dancing all over the shit. We was like, nah, that ain't what we fucking with.
But
you know what I'm saying? Now most of us respect Hammer now.
A lot of people feel like Hammer's not whack.
Yeah, I think most people ended up respecting him more.
From a performance aspect, he's not whack. He had the visuals, he had the good videos, the good shows, but you couldn't really play his music in a car. Like if you in a car, you ain't really listening to no Hammer. It was more about the videos. And
it depends on what you into. Some people was listening to Hammer, but I get it.
Hell, if you asking me, he didn't make songs for you to listen to or in the car like that.
Well, I don't think quote unquote hip hop heads was riding the Hammer, and that's the thing. I think we were more averse to hip hop starting to become more of a popular medium at the time. So when Third Base and all these other folks are going at them, we kind of like, yeah, fuck them. You know what I mean? And because we didn't see hip hop as that popular music, it might blow up, but it won't go pop. You know what I mean? So that was an easy way for us to attribute what was dope and what was whack. Like if your shit too poppy, we not messing with that. And like Dale said, some people gotta go. Some people gotta go because hip hop had like a lot of house shit. Do the Right Thing with a Redhead Kingpin. We let a lot of shit slide. You know what I'm saying? We was like partying with some of this stuff.
I'm not gonna say Hammer was like, that's what hip hop was at one time though.
Right.
Hip hop was a lot of that party stuff, house shit.
A lot of party.
When it started to get a little more edgier, we started to edge that stuff out. But that's what it was at first.
Like, I used to like Redhead Kingpin because he could dance and I liked the video, but I never played him in my car. I never played him in my earphones. Really? You see what I'm saying?
I was riding around with KK. He had that Redhead Kingpin on all the time.
I used to listen to that junk a lot too. Redhead, Kwame. I used to listen to Kwame all the time like that too.
Yeah, but Kwame to me, man, he had some songs that wasn't really necessarily dance music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who, Redhead?
And Kwame a lot doper than people gave him credit for too.
He had music you could listen to in the car to me.
And you know what? And the interesting thing is, the interesting thing about that was Kwame was the dude. Then he came out with that second album. He went hard on them polka dots, and then as soon as Biggie came out and said that shit, like that was it. Well, that was like played out like Kwame and them fucking polka dots.
He didn't say that. Kwame was already out there.
And he cemented it. You know what I'm saying? It was like played out like Kwame and them fucking polka dots. Like he name checked them like that. Yeah, he name checked them like that. He put him in the green like that. But Kwame was nice. The rhythm, that first album still bangs. You know what I mean? But that mixture of pop music and underground hip hop, when it got a little terse, that's when we really started labeling people whack. I don't remember labeling nobody whack like that before that frame.
You know what else too, Tony? Not only was we not really labeling people whack like that, we were very open to a lot of stuff.
Right.
But when we started to hear other rappers say these whack MCs, so you started to be like, who's the whack MC? Who's whack? Am I the whack? Is you the whack? We started trying to figure out who's the whack MC. And what usually
And
ended
then
up
we
being the
labeled
whack MC was somebody that was, like Tony said, imitating. They looked like they was perpetrating the fraud, quote unquote. They looked like they was trying to be LL. A lot of times, if you was trying to be anybody, was whack. What's that dude? I know I'm gonna get killed for this, but he was down out of Texas or something. Raheem Bayshaw or something like that. He was out of Texas. He was acting like LL. He used to take his shirt off. He had the Kango.
Oh yeah.
Raheem Bayshaw. Like he was acting like LL. He used to dress like LL. And to us East Coast dudes, he was whack. Right? He was whack. So, and what? Remember, King's son. King's son wasn't. He's not whack. He wasn't whack. I think he was Latino.
Could have been.
I think he was too.
King's son is Latino. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But
I rocked that
felt
King's
like
son joint.
A version of something else. Like it was like, okay,
like a lesser version of Rock M. Seemed like
he was a lesser version of Rock M.
Everybody,
but he was still good though.
Real estate.
Yeah, I like it.
Everybody was fighting for like a Tim Dog. Right?
That Tim Dog album was bad. Bad meaning bad.
Like Tim, let's start there, Tim Dog. But some people bought it.
Yeah, right? I think I bought it. I know I bought the album.
Yeah, I was hyped about the album because it was hard. It was just confident. But when I bought the album, I didn't like the album. I thought the album was bad.
Matter of fact, when Tony bought that Tim Dog, I was like, why you buy Tim Dog? But I listened to it at your house. The Giants won the Super Bowl. I had a dream.
Right.
The Giants won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
Tim Dog got some more money.
And even then, you could find something on that Tim Dog album. And the only reason we bought it because why? He dissed Compton. He did West Coast for Compton. For Compton.
Right.
Compton. Yeah. See, my man
but
Ronnie,
you know what, though?
My man Ronnie in the comments said Tim Dog was fire.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. You know what I'm saying? Like but you know what? He was fire enough that we bought the joint. You know what I'm saying? We bought it. We remember his name. Do I remember anything else besides Fuck Compton? No.
Fuck Compton.
He got me. But you know what? That's another thing too. Back then, we would buy the whole album off a single, and then we find out that they was whacking that. If it was just a real good single and nothing else.
Do you know that the cassette single was a concept that came along through consumerism? They wasn't doing cassette singles and stuff. That came out as a way to get money from people. It wasn't a thing before.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Greene, right. He had a song called "Step to Me."
Oh, Step to Me.
Step to Me. Yeah, I
hey man.
Tim Dog.
So
now, three things. The third thing that make you whack to me be a beat that's kind of paper, is thin, or it's kind of like, to me, a beat can make a rapper whack. Like, for instance, who remembers the rapper from Mantronics? Nobody.
No.
But there was a rapper in Mantronics. But the beat wasn't strong to make you stay with that rapper. Or like, let me see, Cash Money and Marvelous. Their beats wasn't strong enough to rock with an EST or Steady B or Cool C, even though they was before
or Will Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff.
Right? They was a carbon copy.
The Fresh Prince.
I think that's why they didn't blow, because Fresh Prince got in there before him, and he did.
Fresh Prince took this time.
He did better. So
now it feels like they copied off that formula. It feel like they copied that formula.
Somebody find an ugly woman to make her your wife. Find an ugly woman joint. Even the video looked like the Fresh Prince joint.
Yeah, even the videos did. Yup.
They were trying to emulate that success.
Labels was copying each other. It is what it is. Wackest song to me, in my opinion, say was Veronica by Onyx. I don't even remember that.
I don't remember that at all.
It's a story.
Veronica? No, that's not that. So
It was the wackest.
I actually like
I
the
don't even
song.
remember it. Yeah.
So I think beats make a song whack. Even the
Yeah.
best, even the greatest rappers in history, some of them have some whack beats. I've heard.
Yeah.
But beats can
And a matter
also
of fact,
hide a whack rapper.
Huh?
Beats can also hide a whack rapper. Like if you got a nice beat,
whack rapper.
it can cover
Like,
a person that can't really rap that well.
I'm gonna say something blasphemous right now. Group Home.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree
Right?
with him. I like Lil
You're right.
But
You're right.
Beats elevated them dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Malachi was terrible, y'all. Malachi was terrible.
They made their rhymes sound great. Them dudes is bigger than life. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to pull up their lyrics right now. They rhymes was so fire because of the beats. Of Primo beats.
Lil Dap was decent though. I ain't gonna call Lil Dap whack. He was decent. It was the other guy, Malachi the Nutcracker. He was terrible.
He wasn't that bad, though.
Oh, yes, he was.
But the beats did elevate them.
Slow,
huh?
I think he was a little slow. Hold on, Group Home.
He said he didn't want to rap. He said Premier forced him to rap because he got in trouble. He wanted to box, and Premier said he was in trouble with the law, and he said to get him out of trouble, he told the judge that he will make a record with him. So he didn't even want to rap.
But he blew up off that.
Yeah.
For a little bit, he had a good time.
They had some big ass rap Superstar. Let me get these lyrics.
These
are some of my favorite lyrics by them.
Yeah, Superstar. Yeah, them joints is bomb.
That whole album. I still listen to that album to this day.
Yeah, nah. See, and now you talking shit about Malachi.
Yeah, but the beat was banging. I like Lil Dap. Lil Dap was nice.
In the comments, somebody said Malachi was whack. TG said, salute Deuce. Deuce said, beats do bring songs down, but they can elevate weak raps. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's what I was
Victor
saying.
Victor said Milli Vanilli was whack.
That's
funny. Damn, Sean said he thought Melly Mel was whack after I broke his career down.
Wow.
His career down. Melly Mel is whack. All right, let me keep it moving.
That's a good call. Who was whack back then? In the days of Busy B.
Melly Mel been whack since the beginning.
Broken glass everywhere.
So, TG said he listened to Group Home today. So let me get this Group Home lyrics, bro. I got it.
That album is nice, yo. That's when you
let shit production's on point. When the beats are good enough, you let it pass.
Here we go, Superstar. Oh man, they won't show the whole lyric. This is whack. All right. I wanted to hit Superstar, but
the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah, bro. I'm mad now. They won't. They keep giving me every song but that one. That's the only song I want. It's Superstar, Living Proof. I don't want that.
And Living Proof?
Yeah, but I wanted to do the Superstar lyrics, man.
Did they have a second album, or they just had one?
They had
like years.
They had 2 albums.
Years later.
They had 2 albums. So let me see. Ronnie said Lotto from 8 Mile. Be nice. So listen, so we said acting too formulaic, like trying to be like somebody else. We said the voice makes it whack, and we said the beat can make you whack.
The beat, right?
I think what else can make a song whack. I think what else can make a song whack, and this is coming from like a good rapper. I think when a good rapper goes outside his normal self, like there's nothing wrong with you always trying to try new things and do new things, but when they like go too far left, like say if Cannabis made a club song, it's probably gonna be.
I'm talking about Common's Electric Circus album.
I'm always gonna say
make them do something where they trying to chase the radio, they trying to chase numbers and shit.
So that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I feel
a lot of people feel like that about Electric Circus.
He fell victim to that himself.
Who?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
I can't go a day without my sunshine. Sunshine. Yeah. With a heart of gold, I can't go. Then he got Jay-Z got about 5 joints that people was like, come on, Jay.
Yeah, I ain't like that change clothes joint. I was like, oh.
Change clothes ain't even bad. I'm talking about.
I ain't like that. I thought that was bad.
I mean, it is what that's outside. But you know what? Outside of the element is like we already said Common when he dropped Electric Circus, but let me see who jumped out the element, because most rappers they can do almost any style, but who jumped out? Oh, Hammer when he did Pumps in a Bump.
Yeah.
Was that outside of style?
Pumps in a bump. We like the girls with the pumps in a bump.
You try to get a little rougher, that's all.
Yeah, but it ain't work for him. And then when who else did that? When Ja Rule tried to get blood in his eye because he was coming back and he tried to get now the New York joint was cool, but when Ja Rule changed his style, he stopped singing and tried to get hard. That's when his joints messed up.
But you know he started off hard.
But when he got
he didn't get big that way.
When he got popping, he didn't pop until he started making them little joints with J-Lo and Ashanti. That's
the Miami joint.
Look right there.
Yeah, he got a lot of whack songs to me, but
yeah, I couldn't really. When Ja
is Ja Rule whack?
I think he was, but he still wasn't. I really wasn't rocking with a lot of people to this day. Swear by his.
I consider him whack, but that's just me. I consider him whack. I never liked him. I never really liked him.
TG said, "Sir, mix."
Nah, I never this song. Do we give people like Sir Mix-a-Lot a pass or no?
So Sir Mix-a-Lot,
like in this conversation, do we even think about Sir Mix-a-Lot like that, or we just like that was a different era?
So we talked about like last podcast, last show we talked about
Sir Mix-a-Lot. When he first dropped, he dropped in an era where anything goes. So he was making a lot of stuff. I mean, when he first came out, hip hop was still defining itself, and he went either way, depending on how you rocked with him or not. But I bought the first Sir Mix-a-Lot album. I didn't have a problem with it, but I understand what he means, right? Buttermilk biscuits, hold down. So I understand what he means.
Hey, Posse on Broadway was the shit.
I can't knock it. Curtis said, "Sir Mix-a-Lot, my Posse's on Broadway." That was
Posse's on Broadway was the shit, yeah.
That was the best song on there. If you
he had like big hits that you might consider corny, like my hoopty, put it on the glass,
put it on the glass.
Yeah, you know, like stuff like that. I didn't really consider it whack.
But it might have been somebody's best strip club years right there, though.
You know who we used to think was whack, and now I learned to appreciate him after a couple years? Young MC.
Oh, I thought that song was whack.
And Tone Loc.
Yeah, I thought that Tone Loc was like wild thing.
What's my dude that just passed away? And living in the gangster's paradise.
Coolio.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get Coolio his respect either. But I'm gonna tell you what happened with Young MC. Hey, this goes out to all the fellas trying to do what those ladies tell us. Yo, we was writing whole raps about how whack he was, right? We didn't get it. Like, he's from LA. He's over there in the fun of the sun, bro. They're making songs to dance, have them girls in the bikinis.
Have a good time too.
For us, we in the city with Timberland boots on, bro.
And Carhartt.
We got on Guess jeans. We driving Lexuses and Benz wagons. We don't understand that they partying over there. What Tone Loc say? Let's do the wild thing. They're not songs wasn't for us, New York, East Coast Bammers, bro. It wasn't for us, bro. So we didn't understand. But now I got older, and you go to them parties, Digital Underground, Sex Packets, right?
I used to like
that. That was my shit. I loved that first album.
Yeah, I never considered
it was subjective. Like, I think I used to write whole joints about Humpty Hump, like it's a gimmick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was on some no gimmicks, no fucking fake noses. I was on some backpack shit, bro.
I used to think Father MC was real white. Remember Father MC?
Yeah. So you know what's funny about I agree with you, Dale. Is that treat them like they want to be treated?
Right.
You should treat them right. Yeah. Father C was.
Yeah, that one for me.
I'm the same way. Curtis says Shock G's from Queens. I agree with you though. I thought Father. I thought like this. I'm not gonna say Father C was not whack. I just thought he wasn't a MC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Him. What's the other dude? Tupac got a song with him. He's out of the Midwest.
MC Breed.
MC Breed?
Yeah.
I used to like MC Breed.
I wasn't rocking with Breed for a minute. I wasn't rocking with Breed at first. I'm dead ass.
Oh my God, that joint he did with Eric Sermon, man.
Yeah, that's what he started with.
Right.
He won me over. He won you
over, right?
Him and Twister, I was kind of on the bubble with them, bro.
So that joint MC Breed got with Tupac is like that. I love that song.
Yeah, you can get it good, get it good. Yeah,
that joint was rocking.
Breed at first. Oh no, it ain't no future in your front end. I was like, man, shit, man.
So it's weird because how do you separate that? Like, because how do you go from what's really was ultimately just whack? Like what joint or what song or what rapper is like, no matter what they do, the shit just ain't working. No matter nothing.
They just can't. They can't win us over.
No, they can't win us over.
So
because most people end up with respect in one form or another. Like we respect Hammer, we respect Sir Mix-a-Lot. You know what I'm saying?
But it took us a long time to respect Hammer, though, Tony.
Right, you're right.
I think Hammer might have went broke before we start saying, you know what, hip hop needed a Hammer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know if I ever said that.
Him as a performer, though, I always respect him as a performer.
Yeah, a lot of people respect that bag, that big money he used to make.
So I respect him as a dancer.
But let's be honest. At one point when we was doing our Mud Kids shit, we was like, man, this commercial shit gonna ruin hip hop.
Yeah,
it did.
What Tip said? Rap is not pop. If you call it that, then stop.
Yeah, stop. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now he said Luke Campbell was whack. Sean said that. Now Luke Campbell, but
I
wasn't
taste.
That's the thing. Now that I'm older, we needed that.
Yeah,
we needed it. And we understood, like, guess what? You up late night at the box, you watching the box, video jukebox. Guess what come on? Doo-doo bow.
Right.
Like, these chicks are shaking it on like, yo, hip hop needed it.
I ain't gonna lie. Me So Horny used to crank, Joe. I used to love that joke.
It did. But real hip hop fans, we would dance to it in the club, but we would not play it in our house.
We're not playing no other way. We let it play
that shit in the house. And
I never bought none of their albums.
Yeah, me neither.
And that's where we got to figure out, because everybody started gravitating to what they thought was dope. Like we started gravitating to more lyrical soul samples, more conscious, more thoughtful, more hardcore. We gravitate to that. But some people like the party stuff, right? Some people like the love stuff. Some people like the story stuff. So it's like we gravitated at some point. We decided that EPMD was real hip hop and everything else was like, if it wasn't that kind of style, you know what I'm saying? Like Infinity Joke, he just brought up, he never liked how Nelly rapped.
Yeah, I was never a Nelly fan.
I'm never a Nelly fan either.
I never heard a Nelly album.
But
if you
Nelly
ask me if he's whack, I'm saying he's whack.
Nelly put up crazy numbers.
It's whack to me. I mean, you know, I don't even know if I never even thought about it. You know what I'm saying? Like he had songs I would hear on the radio, or our DJ would play at a party or something, but I never thought about going any further than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you know, Neptunes did the beat, the shit was cranking there, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna go, because it was like party music. You know what I mean? So when it came down to like listening to hip hop, it was to a point where hip hop wasn't party music to me no more.
Right. And you know what?
And that's where I separated it.
Unfairly, we started to say if you were doing party hip hop, you were whack.
Right.
That's
exactly what happened.
We started to be like, never mind the fact for Sean Bay saying, what do we think of BWP? So I think, is that Bitches with Problems?
Yeah, I remember that.
So, yeah.
I wasn't listening to that. But go
I
ahead.
remember the video.
We we unfairly started to X out party rap. By the time Puffy came, that shit was taboo. We couldn't stand Puffy, shiny suits, none of that shit. We was like, get that shiny suit shit out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's
I remember
unfair,
I was beefing when he did a joint with KRS. That upset me.
I feel like that was
did a joint with KRS. I was upset about that.
That was KRS-One's first and biggest mistake of his career. Letting Diddy get on that remix because it looked like he sold out. And he did sell out. Let's just be honest. He did sell out. You don't let him get on. He's never wanted to jump on no BDP shit before. Your first big record, here come Diddy. Huh?
Yeah, like, that ain't work.
Everything KRS talk about is against
that.
He's the embodiment of everything you hate. Then you let him jump on a remix of a BDP record? It didn't make no sense to me.
It was blasphemy.
I like that song. I still like that song.
It was blasphemy.
I guess the Diddy version now? The Diddy version?
Yeah, I like
the Diddy version.
Well, that's saying a lot. If you like it, then Diddy's thing.
It just made no sense.
Diddy did his thing then, Dude said party music is fine. Curtis said we basically played ourselves shitting on party rap. We used to dance as young kids and teenagers. You know what it was? When all that woo shit came and all this lyrical, spiritual, organized confusion, De La Soul, all that lyrical shit, we wasn't going back. We wasn't going back. So then it's
we came up on Curtis Blow, Run DMC. We came up on party shit,
Yeah, I really wasn't into Curtis Blow like that, but I ain't had no choice when he came out. But once that stuff got lyrical, spiritual, miracle, we wasn't going back. It's like, bro, we looking for more hieroglyphic. We looking for freestyle fellowship. We looking for exhibit. We looking for Razzcast.
It got real compartmentalized,
Yeah, E40, like your stuff got a hit. But we started being like almost in a niche, though. We only wanted to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
We need lyricism and boom back. I mean, we was looking for the samples, stuff like that.
Even when I was real young, I wasn't a club head like that. I mean, I would go every now and then, but I wasn't no club head. Like somebody like Chop, he liked a little bit of everything because he like go to the club.
You would go to the club with me, but you wouldn't go that much, but you would go with me sometimes.
Yeah, I would go with you and KK.
Yeah, but we went as dancers, ironically.
Right.
We would go there early because he would play all the dope stuff first before the crowd came.
Yeah, but once I wasn't dancing anymore, I didn't really go to clubs that much. I would go every once in a while, but
you would go with us every now and then.
Yeah.
But back then, anything goes too. We gotta remember, records like Group Home was on the radio.
Yeah.
At the prime time, at the top.
Yeah, it was on the radio.
The top 8 at 8. Group Home is thick. All your punk said is J. Rue the Damager, Method Man. That shit was mainstream at one time. Believe it or not, they were playing the hardest records at prime time. So like you could be at a club and they would drop the little sound from J. Rue, boop 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 boop, like the little raindrops. Club would go nuts. That's a hard ass record, but the club was going hard. So at that point, we was in our glory, like, man, give us a fucking Wu-Tang, can it be type shit was coming on in the club. You know what I'm saying? So we was righteous. We like, nigga, this the real shit. That's why we fuck with it. So it's like, at that point, we could act like that. Like, if it ain't like this, we don't want to hear it. Because there was a window of like 2-3 years. I remember when Gangstar joint came, Gangstar came back with, You Know My Steez. I remember when they first dropped You Know My Steez. And that joint went nuts. Like it was like #1, like on the radio, like yo, that's a straight up hip hop joint, and that joint was #1. So it's like think of that time where You Know My Steez.
You gotta also remember that Dr. Dre wasn't making no commercial sound and shit either. And by the time the Deep Cover joint came out in like '94, you know what I mean? Yeah. They was playing Deep Cover in the clubs, and then you had Dre off of the Chronic and stuff like that. Those things were playing. So the most commercial we would go was probably Let Me Ride or It Ain't No Fun. You know what I'm saying?
You mean on the radio?
Like as far as heads are concerned, you know, it wasn't. It kind of shifted where we got grimy ahead, and the West Coast had them Dre joints like that, and so that kind of vibe on both ends. Plus, Tupac wasn't making no outrageously commercial sounding shit either. You know what I mean? Like it
That's
was
true.
just a whole different. It was a whole different circumference of music at the time. Like it really didn't get back into that until Puff was like doing "Feel So Good" and like all that kind of shit. You know, that nigga started dancing in the club again.
Now you see
But I
that
think
question
during that,
Curtis posed right there. That's a good
what's that?
question. He said, "What do you think about the joints Gangstar had with Total and Casey and JoJo?
I didn't
Those are
like the joint.
attempts
I didn't
at
like the joint with Casey
commercialized
and
records,
JoJo.
low key.
I
Huh?
didn't like the joint with Casey and JoJo.
I did. It was okay. I
Didn't
didn't
like
have
it.
problems.
What's that?
I don't
Royalty?
think it's whack. I just didn't care.
know how to act, and never I do. You know what I do? Hold on.
Right, that's royalty. That's royalty.
Yeah, it's not bad. Royalty
I like
wasn't
that.
Oh, I love that beat. Yeah, I love the beat, the royalty.
Yeah, Royalty wasn't a bad record. I don't have no problem with them joints.
Like I like
But
the
you know what?
Mob Deep
That
joint with
happened a lot
112.
too.
Remember the Mob Deep joint with 112?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
ain't
like
sound
Deep
right to
went
me.
commercial when they got with 50.
But you know, it was a lot of mixing the R&B with the underground hardcore hip hop. That was happening a lot. You know what I
But
mean? That was happening a lot.
You know why though? It got really competitive in New York. A lot of dudes
Mm-hmm.
had record deals that they wanted to keep. And with Jay-Z doing them numbers, he's doing all these New York dudes doing these numbers, and Biggie was doing major numbers, right? When Biggie came, his whole thing, and Diddy had New York in the chokehold. He ran that joint
Right.
like 9 summers. So
Right,
like
Jay-Z had Mary J. Blige on his joint.
at
Yeah.
some point you had to compete with that. So you can't keep
And
coming
so
up with
did
this
Meth.
grimy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hold on. Let me put this charge on you. I'm gonna get right back on the set.
All right. My charger crazy too. I'm about to have to charge my joint when he come back. Huh?
Already got it hooked up.
Hold up. I'll bring him back when he come. But yeah, Joe, I feel like we getting off topic because we got to talk about what's whack. We're supposed to talk about what's whack. So the worst, and when he come back, I want to talk about the Silk, the Shocker.
Oh, you got that list. You got that list of
I got a list. We're gonna go through this list real quick. Dude's Hove, he does hooks. Jay-Z, I'm looking at the comments. Jay-Z does hooks.
Yeah, he got hooks. He got decent hooks.
And a lot of his producers was bringing him ready-made hooks.
Yeah.
Most of Jay-Z hooks
like Pharrell and shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah, they was already made. So he didn't really need to do no hooks. And think about it. All of his hooks have his name in it. H to the is O, B to the is A, or like what's the other joint?
Jigga my nigga and all that.
Yeah. I remember Mac in the studio.
What? Jigga who?
Mac started complaining. Mac started complaining like, yo, why every song he do gotta have his name in the hook. Right? What's the name of the joint? It's filthy. Y'all got to hear me. A lot of his joints have his name in it, so he be doing hooks, but it just always around what his name is and shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like another thing that makes, so we said trying to be too much like somebody else, your voice, your beats, and I also think your content is what make your song whack. What you're rapping about. And I feel like that's why some of these rappers, right? Let's say it, Drake, a name like that, his content is going to keep him always trying to get the respect that he's dying for, because his content is very two-dimensional. It's about either some subject of some type of female type of incident or something where he's talking about himself. It's never like bigger, like, you know what I'm saying, like it needs to be bigger. So we that's why we give him a lot of shit. You ready, Tony?
I'm back.
All right. Yeah, so no, I was just talking about the other thing that make a song whack or strong is content. And I was talking about like what you're rapping about. And I think that in a lot of ways, I was talking about Drake, how his content is keeping him from being considered. Not to mention, I'm not even going to touch on the ghostwriting. I'm just talking about what he continuously raps about, because he always has to go number one. His content is very 1-2 dimensional. It stays right there. You know what I'm saying? So somebody
Say
that we
like watered
revere.
down, dumbed down, watered down, dumbed
Yeah,
down.
yeah. And I feel
You
like
know what? When it
go
comes
ahead,
to
King.
Drake, I think it's really interesting because Drake's favorite MC, I believe, was Fonte. I believe I heard him say that before.
Yep.
Who is actually one of my favorite MCs? Like I think Fonte is like one of the most underrated MCs ever. But I've never personally, I've heard it in him, like one or two tracks, but I never really gravitated towards Drake. The content, the subject matter, it really, it never caught me, and it was always like he's staying in one lane. That's his thing. He just seems like he's the amalgamation of popular rap, and that's just what he's going to do.
Hmm.
It was, and the thing is, I've heard certain songs from him that shows his lyrical prowess and the fact that he can, but it was never a good enough balance for me to say, okay, let me delve into his catalog and see what he really about.
Right. That's
Yeah,
what
I
it
mean
Like
he
is.
can
I've
rap
done that
when
for
he wants
Cole.
to.
Yeah, I've done that for Cole. I've done that for Kendrick. I've done that for Two Chains.
That's
Like a
right.
lot of rappers, you know what I'm saying? I've listened to what else they did because it was something about them that ushered me into it, but it never happened with Drake. And
Yeah,
it's
I
nothing
can
against him. Yeah, it's nothing against him. It's just how it ended up being. And like I said, Fonte is my dude. Like when I like that's one of my favorite rappers. And I can
mm-hmm.
hear the cadence in Drake. You know what I'm saying? Just like I always say, I can hear the cadence of King T and Biggie. But there was something that was kind of ostracized me from getting into his music like that. And I wouldn't say that he whack. You know what I
No,
mean?
I wouldn't
Like
say
I
he
don't
whack.
think the dude whack. I wouldn't
He
say that
makes some
at
whack
all.
songs, but he not whack.
Right, and that's the difference. But that shit ain't for me. He
No,
got a
not for
whole
me
different
either.
demographic he talking to. You know what I mean? Like
And I've given him a shot. I listened to a lot of his early records. I even have some of his
uh-huh.
early records. He just don't do it for me.
Right, right. Yeah, but so that's the thing about that. And when we got on when we talked about the subject of whack rap, I could talk more about whack songs, but as an artist as a whole, it takes a lot to just be straight out whack. And then it takes a lot to be whack and then be memorable. Like a lot of
Yeah,
whack
right. Because
people
you
I
don't
don't
remember them if they
remember.
whack.
All
Yeah.
right. I don't remember no whack dudes. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like I'd have to really like sift through and be like, yo, who was so
I can't
whack
even
that I was just
remember.
like, I don't want the CD no more. I don't
All
want
right,
the
I
tape
got a
no more
list
because they
right
so
here,
whack.
Tony. Let's go through this list right here. So I'm gonna look at this list. It's the 25 worst rappers ever, and it's on IMDb of all places, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that the movie
IMDb, the
joint?
movie site. Why would it be there? I don't know. But
2 Chainz like that, man.
there's a couple, there's different lists, but I think this list is probably going to be closer to what most people would say. So first number one rapper on this 25 worst is Vanilla Ice.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about Vanilla Ice being on the number one worst rapper of all time?
Well, he probably
He would
belongs
beg to
on there, but
differ.
I never gave much thought.
Number one though, like that's it's one thing to be kind of like an entity or something that a label kind of created to be a thing. And there's another thing to be like a dude that really was like out here acting like they could rap and they just couldn't. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if that's really fair to him. Then he go off and do like rock or some shit like that after that.
Yeah.
Well, that's what a
Yeah,
lot
like
of them
I
do. That's what a lot of
You
them do.
yeah,
you know what though? If you're gonna humanize, you can humanize everybody till nobody's whack. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So at some point, we're gonna humanize everybody to a degree.
Like yeah,
So
because I can say Magoo, but I don't feel like, but I feel bad because he passed. You know what I'm saying? Like Magoo was a whack rapper. You know what
people
I'm
give
saying? But
Magoo
I
that
was
tag, man. Magoo was not bad, bro.
Magoo had Timberland beats behind him at a time when them joints was just hot and we weren't paying no attention. You know what I'm saying?
Curtis said Vanilla Ice only had one hit. You're bugging, Kurt. He said he only had Ninja Rap.
They
Ninja
have
Rap was one
Ninja
of the
Rap.
biggest records in the world.
Yeah.
Now listen, my opinion of Vanilla Ice, right? We were conditioned to hate Vanilla Ice. But I'm gonna tell you something. I just watched his interview on Vlad TV. I didn't know he went to black clubs up and down through the South for 3 years before we heard of him. He was on the killing circuit doing black clubs in the hood everywhere. Going to open mics, rapping everywhere, doing more than most of the rappers was doing that was on.
Right.
So he didn't just get handed this thing, like he worked at that craft. Now, you may say he's good, bad, or different, right? And I as like I said, I got older because I first said what I said earlier, some stuff that I was like, I couldn't jack it. Then I got like Tone Loc, do the wild thing and all that stuff. I'm not a fan of Vanilla Ice, but his story is fantastic. He was one of the first people to take a sample and not clear it and blow up and then pay later. He laid the groundwork for doing that. Like they paid Sting later.
Up. Right. That was David Bowie.
Not Sting, David Bowie.
They was the first.
Was it Queen and David Bowie together? Yeah, it was their song together, Under Pressure.
They was the first ones to just take that and blow it up that big and then pay it later. Like, yo, we'll deal with that later. But this dude really, he said it best. He said, without my money, you wouldn't have Death Row. You wouldn't have Dr. Dre. You wouldn't have Snoop, because his money was low-key extorted out of him to create that lane for them artists.
We talking about Suge Knight?
Yeah, they extorted him and got his money out of him and made them artists with his money. So, and he was still, his name's still involved with it. He gets paid some kind of way. I don't remember how, but.
All right. So do we humanize or no when we go through this list? Do we think about those other things or we just go with the creative output?
I want to do this. I want to humanize him, but we still got to call a spade a spade.
Okay.
Was Vanilla Ice a good rapper? To me, he could rap, but he wasn't a good rapper. Now, think about this. At one point, a lot of white guys wanted to rap. Remember Brian Austin Greene from Beverly Hills 90210 started rapping. It was awful.
Yeah,
Kobe Bryant, he was awful.
Mark in the joint.
Marky Mark,
yeah,
wasn't that great of a rapper, but he wasn't. At one point, he was the biggest star in the world. So we're gonna have to say our personal preference. Did I go around listening to Vanilla Ice? Absolutely not.
No,
I didn't buy the record.
But I would say Marky Mark was worse than Vanilla Ice.
Yes, I thought. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think they equal to me, but they both. To me, they was gimmicks. Right? They was gimmicks. That's what it
felt like. Yeah.
Just because they was white, like when Eminem came, you like, oh, this white boy, because he's really about this rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Vanilla Ice, bless his heart, he was trying to be about it too, but he just didn't have it.
He didn't have the skills. Right? It was just let's just put it. He didn't have the skills.
And that's
like Asher Roth. Asher Roth had skills. Mac Miller got skills. Had skills. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it boiled down to.
Yeah. So let's talk about skills.
That's what it boiled down to. So let's go to the next one. So Vanilla Ice, we're gonna give it to him. We humanize him, but at the end of the day, as a straight
he was a whack MC.
He's not that good of a rapper. Number two, and this controversial low key, Soldier Boy.
I don't have any proof that he was a good lyricist.
Yeah, I never listened to none of these dudes' albums, so it feels kind of funny for me to judge them.
You know why though? But Dale, almost every rapper has enough content for you to judge without listening to the album. So there's people. So like, "Girl Come Do Me" by GZA, to me is an awful record.
That song is bad.
Girl Come Do Me, right? And if I hear 3 of those, to me, you're garbage.
Right.
If GZA make 3 Girl Come Do Me, he's trash.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. We don't want to hear none of this other stuff.
Nah, there's no lyrical prowess. He can make a hit. Boy, he made a hit, but he ain't got no lyrical prowess.
Yeah, to me, Soldier Boy is a kid rapping. But we also had Shaheem the Rugged Child. We had the youngsters. So that don't mean you can't rap because you're young. But he did his thing for young people. But as a rapper, when he was rapping at that age, even though he was young, I'm gonna give him the fact that he was a young person, but he still was not a good rapper.
I feel like
He
he was
get
the
better.
first TikTok rapper before TikTok.
He was a social media rapper before social media. He was what young people wanted to hear, and that's why you can't really judge him. But if you're gonna say Shaheem was nice, Chi Ali was nice at 13,
yeah,
then you're gonna have to say if the dude not nice, he not nice. It is what it is.
And
So
he
Soulja Boy was
didn't get
not a
better
good
with
rapper.
age. He did not get better
No.
with age either.
he didn't get better ways, as far as I know.
A little bit. All right, so they got Milli Vanilli. We're not even talking about no Milli Vanilli.
Nah,
Number 4, they
that's not
got
it.
MC Hammer. I personally don't think Hammer is a good rapper. Hammer's a good performer, but he's not
a good artist.
Rapper.
Yeah, he's a good everything there, but the rap stats are low.
Yeah, he's not a good
hold
rapper.
it for a second.
But that was, I don't think that was his.
Yeah, have y'all seen that Milli Vanilli documentary?
Not yet.
Yeah, y'all
I didn't watch it.
It's good. Shit is real good. But go ahead, continue.
Okay. All right, so number 5 is Master P.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I've never thought of Master P as a rapper. Never. It never crossed my mind. It never crossed my mind. Like, he's a good businessman. He had the label. He do his thing. But as far as him being a lyricist, it never crossed my mind.
You know how Biggie say number 5 should have been number 1 to me?
Right.
Master P should have been number 1.
He's a hustler. He made that shit work. I got the hook up. I watched the movies.
Matter of fact, I say Vanilla Ice a better rapper than Master P.
I give him that. I'd agree.
Vanilla Ice got better bars than Master P. What's up? So number 5 should have been number 1 to me.
Seconded.
That's funny as shit.
Number 6 is Waka Flocka Flame.
Yeah.
Hey, bad, but he not my type of thing. But he got some big records.
Well, I mean, but that's not. Well, yeah, they got big records, but I think with Flame, he pretty much was like, yo, I was just doing that shit to get paid so I could do other stuff.
Who, Waka?
Like, I'm just doing, he kind of admitted to that, you know,
because his mom was heavy in the music business, so of course she's gonna put her son
right.
And she got him in there.
He was created. Yeah, he was created. That's not. Yeah, he was whack.
Let me say, D-Nice and Vanilla Ice was not a better rapper than Master P. Curtis said, hell yeah, Vanilla Ice is better than Master P. That's funny. I was reading And then Bill said, what up, Bill? Bill used to rock with the Mud Kids down in D.C. Depends on where you are, because the South loves P. A lot of people love P. I ain't got no problem with P. He just not that
loving P, and P's influence is incredible. I don't know about his lyrics. I don't know about his lyrics.
Not trash. Sad adrift of memory, bliss of you.
I like that song.
Everybody like that song.
Everybody like that song.
I like that song.
I never really considered them rappers, really. I know they did it a little bit.
Right, because they was singing on the Boomerang soundtrack. Like they was doing the whole, musical thing off the break period. So they was just trying to dabble in everything. They was trying to be the next thing, but they was doing it too early.
Like, can you sing and be rappers? I feel you can. I fought with it for a long time, but I have to admit, you can still rap and you can be a rapper and still sing. So that's the eternal question. We lost Tony for a second. Carl said they were not rappers. And
I never really considered them rappers.
I did. When they went up against Calvers 1, I felt like they was rapping.
I never understood why he went at him like that. I'm like, why keep fucking with them?
He explained it. I just watched the video where he explained it.
Who, Kenny Parker?
He explained it. Did you watch the video I sent you? Why he 4 PM dog?
I think I watched it, but I just don't remember what started it all.
Because allegedly they said in the interview something about the teacher ain't teaching. Something about
the interview. Okay, so they didn't do it in the song.
No, an interviewer said that they said that. And I don't know if they even said it really like he said it, but it got back to KRS-One. Everybody was like, "Oh, you got to straighten that, yada yada yada." So I don't know, but Bill said I'm still in the DMV to the fullest. The homie moved me to Miami though, and then Carl said KRS bullied them. He did.
I
He was
agree with
wrong.
that. Yeah, and I
He was
fuss with
wrong.
KRS-One, but he bullied them. He wouldn't have did that
He
to
did.
somebody else.
He did, but you know, but when he did it, when he did it, it was at the time where he was at the height of his career. He was just they was moving 50 deep everywhere they went, and he just probably had something.
They did roll deep. They did roll deep.
Yeah, go watch that Kenny Parker video why they did it. It's crazy. I was like, wow, they kind of like was wrong, but he threw the dude on the floor. He hit the floor, bro.
Yeah, I heard it was real bad. I heard it was real bad.
Until Tony get back, we're gonna keep going. So number 7 is Lil Jon. I don't really put enough thought in there to say he whack or not. Though.
He really didn't rap. He just did a bunch of screaming and hooks.
He didn't really rap.
He's more like a producer. He's more like a producer.
Yeah,
he's a producer.
But he got a name. He's known as a rapper. I guess we got to rate him.
I don't see him as no rapper, Joe. He just used to do like chanting and hooks and yelling. He was a producer. He produced those tracks he was yelling on.
Listen. He does what he does. The comments, the Carl say he does his job. She's right. TJ said he's a beat maker. He is. If I got it, listen, Pete Rock was a beat maker. He tried to rap too, and I thought Pete Rock should.
But I don't ever remember Lil Jon rapping.
I think all his times when he rapped, every time you hear him, he's supposed to be rapping. I think, damn.
No, he'd be like, "Fuck you," you know. He would do like the chanting and the hook type things, but he never actually rapped the verse.
All right, so listen. I'm going to say Lil Jon is more of a crowd controller than a rapper.
Yeah, because Pete Rock did verses. He had verses.
He did.
I don't remember a whole verse from Lil Jon.
All right, so we're going to do this. I don't know. We're going to put an asterisk next to Lil Jon. Let me move on. Flavor Flav is next.
I can go with Flav.
Flav got rhymes. Flav got whole songs where he's rhyming.
Yeah, I can go with Flav. I go with Flav.
Was awful. Flavor Flav is an awful rapper.
You ain't like 911?
911. Like what? Flavor Flav was awful rapping.
He was.
He was one of the worst rappers ever. As a matter of fact, Flavor Flav was when you started to see they're doing this just for money. At that point, you realize, okay, this one of them times when they got him in the studio just to get a solo song out of him to make some money off of him. Like, that was crazy.
He got a solo song on their first album, though. I think called Mega Blast.
But I don't think that's good either. But
no, it ain't.
I got 911 long time ago. Yo, listen. And you could tell that they had to punch him in and do all this crazy stuff. Like, oh my God, Flavor Flav was awful, bro.
They said they had to do that for Eazy-E.
Yeah, but Eazy-E, they sound like. Flavor Flav sound like. Number 9, Manny Fresh. I'm not even going to respond to that. Number 10 is Birdman. That is actual facts.
You don't like Birdman?
Who does? Like, rapping wise? Is that rapping? Is that what we call it, rapping?
He's not that bad to me.
I mean, he could get through a rhyme, a verse.
Yeah, he's not
put
that
it like
bad.
This. I'll put it like this.
I'm the number one stunner. You don't like number one stunner? You don't think he was spitting on number one stunner?
Yeah. Yeah, he was. I guess so. So listen. I ain't mad at the nigga. I just, you know what? Listen, one of the ways you can make songs, bro. We can all make songs. Like we can jam to 911, but that would be awful. That's
I never liked that song. I never liked that song.
I down 911 a long time ago. Like, listen, hold on. So Sean Diddy Combs, even at Diddy's height, even his best, you get his best. I think Diddy's best verse might be that verse on that joint with Biggie. It's after Biggie. I was like, da 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 da. It's like off of his album.
Well, P. Diddy on that list? He on that list?
Diddy's on the list. He's number 11. Sean Puffy Combs is number 11 worst rapper of all time on this list. I think his best verse was
I don't know, Joe, because he got one album where he got Pharoah Monch writing his shit, and he sound good on that joint.
Damn, come on, damn.
No, I'm not lying, Joe. He got an album that came out like in the 2000s where Pharoah Monch is writing his shit, and he sound pretty good on that rap. I ain't gonna lie, Joe. I can't remember the name of the album.
That's one alleged album.
No, I have the album. He sound pretty good on it.
Well, that's like if Vanilla Ice come out with a hot joint that Eminem wrote, now he good. No. He got one good joint, we'll give him that. But he's not. Diddy has always, I'm like, dude, you got all this money. Why are you fumbling through these verses? Like, why you sound like you reading? You got all the time in the world. Just slow down. Do it again, bro. Like, it sound like, I'm like, oh, man. And Carol said Magoo was the worst. Chop said, Dale, that's the press play album. That album was that's 20 years later in the game.
Yeah, but I'm saying he sounded good on that joint. I ain't gonna lie. He had Pharoah Monch writing all this shit, and it sounded pretty good. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, well, put it like this. Diddy's still one of the worst rappers ever. Hot garbage.
Well, you know, he don't write his own shit, so, I mean, what can you say, bro?
He got everybody in the world writing his shit. It's a new guy.
Kids and Royce
number 12. Number 12, OJ the Juice Man. Number 13. I don't know enough about him to say. I don't know enough about.
I remember that hit. He had a few hits, but I can't say.
Number 13 is Mac Main. I don't know enough about Mac Main
to say he's good. Mac Main.
Mac Main. I never heard of him. Mac Main. You heard of him because I heard of him, but I don't know nothing about him.
I heard of Mac Mall, but I ain't never heard of Mac Main.
He did Freak Nick the Musical or some shit. Number 14, they got P.D. Pablo.
Yeah, I never liked him.
I don't think he's whack, though. North Carolina!
What, he had to swing your shirt, he had to swing your towel or swing your shirt or whatever the fuck it was.
Roll over your head like a helicopter. Swing it over your head.
Oh, yeah, the
like
helicopter joint.
Yeah. P.D. Pablo wasn't that bad to be whack.
I say he was whack.
That's the song I was talking about, Chop. Diddy's verse on Victory. The Victory song with him and Big, and I think maybe Jada's on it. That's his best verse. Nas might have helped him with that verse or some shit. All right, so the next one, Chingy. They got Chingy as number 15.
Oh, he had the Right There, right? The Right There song?
Right There. I don't know. Yeah. They got Silk the Shocker at 16. He should have been like number 4. They got Silk the Shocker at 16. But a lot of people say Silk got hits and we hate it if we say him. Chop said half a brick, quarter brick, whole brick. OJ the Juice Man got the club jumping. Yeah, I don't know OJ the Juice Man like that.
See, that's what I was saying earlier. Chop is more of a club person, so he gonna like some of the songs we don't really think of.
TG said Trinidad James.
Yeah, I remember that one song he had.
Trinidad James got a bad rap, bro. Yeah, he wasn't great, but he got a joint with his joint when he came back with Lil Dicky and who the hell was that? He came back with Lil Dicky.
He came out with the one that got him notoriety.
Yeah, that's a bad song. That's not a bad song. All Black Everything. Everybody was hating because how he was dressed and he looked kind of coolish, but that joint wasn't that bad. Like a lot of people was hating on him, man. He blew up like your girl. I don't wanna she say I'll let a nigga try me. I'ma kill his whole motherfucking family. And I ain't playing with nobody. That's Dej Loaf. When Dej Loaf first came out, Dej Loaf.
I don't know who that is, man.
Damn. So Dej Loaf came out. She went viral, right? Because her song, she's out of Detroit, and her song was like it was hard as shit. The video looked mad grimy. And when she came out, it went viral because it was so grimy. And she was like, let a nigga try. She's like a dyke. right? She like a
Oh,
dyke.
okay.
She looked like a dyke. And she was like, let a nigga try me. I'ma kill his whole motherfucking family. And I ain't play. And the shit it blew up, Dale. Everybody was clowning it. And then next week, everybody in the club jamming to it. That's what happened with her. That's like same thing with this dude, Trinidad James. So everybody, the song blew up, and now she's like a real star. But at the time, everybody was just triggered to hate on it. So they was like clowning it. I remember Mary's brother. Oh, Tony's back. I see you, Tony. Hold on. I see you, Tony.
All right.
So Mary's brother said, I'm gonna play the worst song you ever, the wackest song you ever heard in your life. And he put that Dej Loaf joint on, let a nigga try. I was like, Tony, I said, Pete, you bugging, this shit fire, nigga. You crazy. This shit fire, nigga. You bugging. That joint was hot. Yo, it was hot. It was like when Boss came out.
Oh, word?
When Boss came out. Oh, like, I don't give a fuck, not a single. That was like that. But let me see. So
I remember Dej Low.
Dej Low, yeah, she's still making joints. Actually, her music is better now than a few years ago. Like her joints right now, bangs, yo. Go listen to Dej Low. I'm dead ass. She sing more now, though. She do more harmonize. Tilt the Shocker was number 16, should have been number 4. They got St. Lunatics as a group.
Wow.
The whole St. Lunatics, damn.
That's
one
like
of
that.
the group wasn't bad. I forgot the dude's name.
Somebody did like one of them.
Solo.
Somebody did like one of the St. Lunatics. Everybody was saying one of them was nice.
Yeah, he was about to go solo. I forgot his name.
Something happened to mess this whole shit up. Future, they got Future on here. I agree.
Yeah, I don't like Future.
Yeah.
You sound like
it is. I don't.
You sound like a drunk. You sound like a drunk singing at the liquor store.
Is that rap? Is he rapping?
Drake's subject matter is 2-dimensional. Future's is 1-dimensional. Like you know what he gonna say before he even say it. Chop said D12 was whack.
Really?
And Bill said
niggas can rap, y'all. A few of them niggas can rap.
Them niggas is trash. Listen. Not anyone. You know what? They wasn't trash. You know what it was? Hold on. Bill said Murphy Lee wasn't bad. That's
the dude. That's the dude from St.
Louis.
Yeah, but I think there was 2 Murphy Lees though. I think there was an issue with that name. I think somebody out of New York or Jersey was named Murphy Lee too, and they had an issue with him. So, but listen, all right. So, what were we just talking about right before that?
Future.
That
I don't even consider him rap. I thought he just sang real slow.
No, he's considered the double, like 2 or 3 rapper in the world.
You call that singing?
Oh no, you know what I was?
I don't call it rapping. I don't know what it is.
You know what happened with D12? Chop said D12
was the only whack one to me.
Who?
Bizarre was the only whack one to me.
When you take 5 dudes and put them in a group and try to make that group big as Eminem, you're gonna have to package that group a certain kind of way. So they packaged them as a freaking a goofball group because that's what Eminem was doing.
I was just about to say that. It was real goofy. Their albums were not good because they were so damn goofy, Joe.
Flair's in the building. He said Mark Wahlberg was bad.
we put him on. We put him up there. We put him up before. Was Royce in Royce wasn't in that group. What D12 was he?
He wasn't in D12.
No,
he was beefing with him. I mean, at one time it was like they was about to kill each other. All right, number 19 is Gucci Man. Number 20, Yin Yang Twins. Why they say Yin Yang Twins? Why?
It was whack to me. It was whack to me.
Wait, hold up. But wait a minute. Gucci Man got a lot of love.
I don't like Gucci Man.
At one point, though,
his joints are funny though. They funny to me.
At one point, I would have agreed that Gucci Man is whack. I would have said that myself. I don't say that no more, but at one point, I was like, Gucci Man.
Whack. I like his songs are like funny. You know what I'm saying? Like Project Pat. Like Project Pat can't really rap, but his songs are funny. You know what I'm saying?
Bomb chicken head, bomb chicken head, bomb. So yeah, it's like a comedian. Oh no, come on, Fliz. He said Mellow Man Ace was bad.
Stop picking on Mellow Man. He ain't hurt nobody.
Mellow Man Ace caught a straight bullet.
Hey, you get me
Yeah.
a deal alone, man.
I had that first Mellow Mayonnaise album too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
I
heard that was
remember that. I
hard.
remember that joint.
I can't even
I
remember
we
if I
got.
liked it or not. I can't remember.
Hey,
Some
cause you
young
don't
fat
remember
guy
nothing.
said
It
Bo
don't
Deuce
stick.
was
It don't
trash.
stick.
Let me see. D12 had In the Club first. You can find the demo on YouTube. 50 basically jacked the whole steez. Wow.
Mm.
It wouldn't have worked with them though.
No, I wouldn't. No.
It wouldn't have
They'd have
worked with
made it
them.
goofy. They'd have made it real goofy and shit.
Yeah, they would have made it goofy.
Especially when Bizarre got on and shit. He started saying some wild, crazy shit.
Mm.
Challz said Project Pat verse on Poppin' by Carla was dope as shit. It was. He's right. All right, let me see the rest of the list. Sub Young, you bugging. Exhibit ain't nope. It's not
That
trash.
man said exhibit trash.
Exhibit is not trash. We're not gonna do that.
Smoke.
You bugging out. You bugging out.
Hey, you saw how they felt and they said it. Damn it.
Go watch that. Go watch that. What you see is what you get. Video exhibit first video.
That's
Go
one of the
that.
best videos ever made, Joe.
Ever, ever. To this day, top 20 videos in history.
They put
top
Nick Cannon on the list.
Shit. Huh?
They said Nick Cannon.
Yeah, Nick Cannon is it should be like number 5, 6. Kobe Bryant number 7. Oh,
Kobe
some young
Bryant.
fat guy said exhibit big trash. I'm taking the Kobe Bryant shot. That's me. Kobe Bryant is trash.
I don't even remember that. I don't remember that song he had.
And Shaq better. Tony Yayo is not a real rapper.
Tony Yayo whack, yo. I think Tony Yayo whack.
I'm not gonna use the whack word on him, but he's not a real rapper. 22 is C Murder. 23 is Nelly. 24 is Easy E. And 25 is funny. They put RZA.
No.
First of all, RZA not right. Let me be honest though.
It's debatable. It's debatable.
No, wait.
Like RZA. So I guess I was whack. I was whack.
RZA, Wu-Tang RZA is not whack. RZA right now is garbage.
By itself, RZA outside of Wu-Tang?
RZA right now in 2024 is one of the worst rappers in the history of rap. That dude is trash. He is real trash right now. I listened to that last album, The Snake Pit, or whatever that shit is. Man, that joint was so trash. I was like, this nigga got on all linens. He barefoot with a little ukulele. Like, he walking around like smoking peyote. Like, this dude he not a rapper no more, bro. This dude like a mountain man. Like, he's like living too good. He lived in the hills where Charles Manson was at. Like,
he got some verses though back in the day. Like that joint on Ghostface joint, the Supreme Clientele.
You talking 30 years ago, damn.
Yeah, I'm just saying out.
Let's look at RZA by itself. If you talking about the Bobby Digital joints and up, like when he by itself, them joints was real. Yeah,
he couldn't carry no album by itself.
But that cover for the first Bobby Digital is dope. That's
I love that.
That first Bobby Digital cover. That's fire.
Was Easy E whack though? Was Easy E whack? Like, can you?
No. Easy, though, put it like this: to a real lyricist who took time to get their pen game together, Easy E is garbage.
Right.
But to someone who likes rap music for the love of the music, Easy E is fire.
But he wasn't even trying to rap. They like convinced him to rap. So that wasn't he wasn't even his thing.
Well, he wasn't writing. He really couldn't flow. They had to work it through, you know. But the output, I guess I'll base it on the output for Easy. You know what I'm saying? Like Easy does it. The songs that he put out, like he got classic joints. You know what I'm saying? Like
classic songs.
I don't know if I'd be like
Easy best lyrical performances is on the NWA albums.
Yeah, that's true.
The last 2 or 3. Easy. Like he was sharp. Like this nigga was so sharp on them 100 miles and running joint and a nigga for life joint. This dude was go listen to them joints. He was nasty, dog. I'm like, how they got him in this pocket like this? Like, rolling, like his cadence, like Easy-E was on fire. Like, really listen to them joints when he was now by himself. Then that's something different. Yeah, you can hear him stuttering.
And I would say this: it says a lot when the dude that wrote his lyrics is the dude that's gone, and Easy kept progressing like that.
Yeah. So here we go. Here we go. The first joint, cruising down the street in my 6'4", jocking the freaks, clocking the dough. Went to the park to get the scoop. Knuckles out here, cold shooting some hoops. Like, it's goofy, but we loved it, bro. It was real. You know,
it was good. But Ice Cube wrote it. Yeah. Ice Cube was writing his rhymes. Yeah. And we not gonna say Cube whack.
I say. So listen, Chop said he loved the Bobby Digital album. Chop, you suspect. The first Bobby Digital, I think was a little. It was passable. The first one,
I like two songs on there. I like 2 songs on that joint.
Bobby.
I don't even remember it.
Bobby. Digi. Like, yeah. I think it was stealing money with that bullshit. Flynn said Easy was kind of whack.
Yeah, he was tired.
He kind of was. He kind of was, but he was great. We love Easy. Some young fat guy said Game was whack. He said the Game is trash. Nah, Game can spit.
No, Game ain't whack.
Game one of the most improved rappers to me. He's one of the most improved rappers to me.
Game makes solid albums, bro.
He made good albums, man.
Yeah, he does.
He got a lot better than me over the years.
Only mistake he made recently was that 10-minute Eminem diss.
That shit was whack. Now that was whack.
That was trash. Flynn said Miss Melody was bad. Damn,
I'm going on Miss Melody.
Melody. Flynn's like, that chick was trash.
Hey, man. He messing with people in their grave and shit. Let her rest, man. Hey, let her rest.
Please, we talked about Tim Dog. Folk coughed there. Tim Dog was whack. But he dead too.
All right. What about good rappers with whack songs? Then they'll have a list for that?
I got a little list. I'm gonna see if y'all agree with me. All right, I said Jay-Z changed clothes. Y'all didn't agree with me on that.
No, I like Change Flow.
No, Nostradamus. The actual song, I'm not talking about the album, the actual song, Nostradamus.
Nasty. Hold on. It now he is it went from Nas to Nasty. I almost got it. Now he is Nostradamus.
Nas takes some serious swings and misses to me.
Yeah, I think that was black.
He made he takes some serious swings and misses to me.
What else you got, Dale?
What you think about Method Man Judgment Day? Y'all remember that video?
Yeah, I remember. That's when I stopped. That's when I started buying Method Man albums.
Judgment Day. Tony brought that album to the studio while we was recording Bug Kids, and we stopped the whole session to play that album. That album is trash.
Yeah, that was it. That's the last Method Man joint I bought.
Yeah, that was the last one I bought too.
And it got so many joints that you take in them up themselves, they bang as singles. But that whole album was weak as fuck. And Method Man know that shit.
Yeah.
But he lost all the music in the flood.
Nah, that ain't no excuse. This is the second album. This is the second album. Ain't no
Judgment Day is the first album. Oh,
you know what? The sophomore albums.
Judgment Day is the second album, Joe.
Okay, look it up. Judgment Day was worse than Takao. And Takao wasn't that good.
Yeah, Takao wasn't that good.
Method Man is good for singles. He makes strong ass singles. I think I think Bring the Pain was one of the dopest singles in history, bro.
We need to do a show on good rappers who can't make good albums. We need to do a show on that.
All right, finish your list, Dale.
That was pretty much it.
All right. Tony, give me some people. You brought it up.
I told y'all about the Mobb Deep Hey Love with 112. I had that on it.
Hold on.
Yeah. I've always, that was my biggest gripe with Nas for a long time. That I think that he one of the best lyricists. I think One Love was one of the best rhymes ever written, but for some reason that dude could not pick beats for me to vibe with him. And a
Wow.
lot of his albums fell flat to me because of the production.
A lot of his albums?
Yeah.
I disagree with that, but
zone.
I really didn't have a lot of albums that I could listen to all the way through with Nas. Like I would skip a lot of shit most of the time because the production value didn't match the lyricism to me.
So let me ask you, I'm gonna name a couple albums and you tell me how you feel about them. Nas Hip Hop Is Dead. How do you feel about that album?
I liked it, but it didn't stick. I liked it, but it didn't stick. I wouldn't. Yeah, it was. I liked it, but it didn't stick to me. Like I can't really.
It had some bangers over there, but overall, it's not one of his best joints. But it had some bangers on it.
But you know what? You know what's sad about that, Dale? At the time, it was one of his good ones because he was. You know what I'm saying? He had came off a run of not good joints. So when he dropped, Hip Hop Is Dead,
I wouldn't say it's good.
It was a good album.
Yeah.
I like the double CD joint he did. I like the Life. I think the Life is Good joint is when he seemed like he was trying to get into his lane a lot more. I think at the double album, the Life is Good, and of course the last series of joints he's been making. But for a long time, for a complete album, the lyricism and the musicality weren't matching to me. But it's hard to come. Like Illmatic is still something you can play right now. Right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And there's not really anything that's like, yo, if I'm gonna listen to a Nas joint, why am I not gonna listen to Illmatic?
But you know, it's a lot of people that think It Was Written was better than Illmatic.
Yeah, but something wrong with them.
No, but listen, It Was Written is a banging ass album, bro. It Was Written is a banging ass album.
It is a banging album. I don't think it's better than Illmatic, but a lot of people got that over Illmatic.
Yeah, I enjoy It Was Written.
It Was Written is a very strong album, and you can't listen to Illmatic every day in day out. So when you wanted something else, that joint is right there with that. It's like, I'm not saying it's better or worse, but if your mood is in for a shinier suit, that shit's better. So it's like
I gave you power on It Was Written?
Yeah.
Okay,
listen,
yeah.
Listen,
because I gave you power, one of my favorite joints of his too.
And I'm gonna be honest. It Was Written is a sharper Nas. He's sharper. He's better, bro. He knows the game better. He makes bigger records. It Was Written is a bigger record than Illmatic. Illmatic is in everybody's heart, but that record is not. It don't have the Illmatic have that fuzzy warm feeling, but It Was Written has bangers, bro. Like the club up shit. Like it's hard. Like boo 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 boo. Fake thug, no love. You get this love. See before Gusto. I didn't look what yo nigga. Come on, like this. Nigga, that It Was Written is a problem, bro. I know a lot of people like to say first one was Illmatic. You had the second one, like a lot of niggas talk that shit, but that it Was Written is ridiculous, bro. And that joint got If I Rule the World on there?
Yeah.
If I Rule the World, I Gave You Power.
That's a
man, got some good joints.
Listen, it's a much better constructed album than Illmatic. Illmatic is a great album for that zone, but song for song in a bigger market, in a bigger hip hop world, It Was Written as a bigger, better album, to be honest. Because Illmatic didn't do the numbers because it's not for everybody. It's only for us New York listening niggas that want to hear that train track shit. But It Was Written is a better record. It has bigger records on it. I'm just saying, it is what it is. Let me see what they said in the comments. He said, Bill said The Firm was the worst.
Was it the worst, or was it just disappointing?
Was the beginning of the downfall.
I don't think The Firm was that bad, to be honest with you.
I think we thought it was going to be better than what it was.
It should have been better than what it was.
Yeah.
Dude,
but they got some joints on there like Desperado. The joint with Nori. It got some
Body
joints.
of the Trump. Body of the Trump. What about the greats from back in the day that we love that just can't give it up and still try to gay? All right, so let me say something. I'm gonna say something controversial, bro. A lot of dudes that was great back in the day is only great because it was back in the day. I think a lot of them was supposed to fall off because they wasn't as good as we thought they were. They were good for a time. They couldn't adjust to the time and they couldn't make moves now. And I see a lot of my legends, right? They don't even know how to use social media right. You know what I'm saying? And I get that they're older and this and that, but a lot of them don't even know how to manifest and reinvent themselves right now to be viable right now in the social media world. So they was never going to last beyond the 90s or the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? So they was always going to fall off. Even if they got hot now, they would fall right back off. So it's like a lot of these dudes don't really know how to move right now. You move different right now. Like Joe Budden did is not Joe Budden now. Joe Budden was a freaking drug addict, always codeine out, you know what I'm saying? Mood music, depressed, popping pills, always on the suicide watch. That's not this nigga. This nigga got a fucking mansion. He's throwing pool parties with naked bitches. You know what I'm saying? He's doing podcasts talking shit about everybody. This ain't the same guy, so it's different. You know what I'm saying? But what we got in the comments? Dre and Nas alone, thought it would be better. Katie in the building, she said the biggest letdown was Cannabis. Can I Bust? We were all waiting for his album to be fired, and it was mad, and we were excited for him to drop. That is a perfect example.
That's perfect. Very true.
Tony just said an album or artist that we thought, and we like to blame Wyclef, but it's more to it than Wyclef. But Wyclef is the biggest reason. But also blame Cannabis, because Nas didn't let that happen to him. Nas was like, I won't drop shit unless it's exactly how I say it's gonna be. And I'm only working with who I want to work with, and I'm only making songs that I want to make. Ain't gonna be no other way around it. It is what it is.
Did Cannabis ever make a good album?
Never.
Not really.
No.
Never. And I heard a lot of his albums afterwards, like his independent album.
It never.
You know what it was? He never committed to this shit, bro. He was in and out and da. In my opinion, now you know, so like. Cannabis when he first came to the game. I always say he had a really, really hot summer and a half where he dropped some verses. They were so crazy that nobody was spitting like him for one, and he was spitting so hard that it became like the norm to hear a dude going this hard. He was killing, he bodied everybody. But that means he could just come in and jump on any beat, but he don't have that formula like LL. Because his style don't allow him to attach to different things. Wyclef tried to broaden him too quickly. Yeah. He tried to make him Andre 3000.
Wyclef wasn't a good match.
Before he was
Wyclef wasn't a good match.
Wyclef production ain't a match for him.
He wasn't a good match.
No, it was an awful match. But Wyclef is arrogant, and he should have seen that. And
Pras ain't on the list.
We can't keep giving these artists a pass for failing their own. You know what I'm saying? Like he should at some point. Do you think I would have been like, okay, I'm just gonna do whatever Wyclef say? Fuck that. I would have been like, fuck that beat. You ain't doing that shit. Get out of here with that trash ass shit. Like it's gonna be. You gotta. I know Cannabis wanted it, but at the same time, he should have been able to defend himself and be like, nah, this shit is trash. I'm not doing it. So I think he didn't have the mental ability to know. He probably gave it all to Wyclef, like, yo, just tell me what to do. Right. He just didn't understand what to do. He just was a battle rapper.
But it's some artists that can rap their ass off but can't make a good album and say they like.
And he one of them. Because they don't know. They don't have to eat.
Hey, Pras, man. Why Pras not on the list for whack rappers?
Pras, well.
Why Pras ain't on that list, man?
Because it's only 25. Pras, well. You know what, though? Yeah. I'm going to say something whack, bro. I was used to be defensive of the Fugees as a whole. Because when people used to come with that shit like, yo, the Fugees without that girl is trash, da-da-da. Or they'd be like, them niggas, they whack without Lauren, or that Proswell dude, he the weakest link. I used to be like, man, that dude, he doing his own style. Because I understood that as a group, they all played an important part, and they all were. We needed his little. I'm Proswell. Like we needed his voice to accent the other two voices.
Man, we
Just
ain't
like
need that shit,
Predictable.
man.
Nah, dog.
We
Take
ain't
him
need
out.
that shit.
Take him off of that score, and you do not have the score. It's like a pot.
If
Like,
you
I
ain't
think you
had
still got the
Salon
score.
Remy, you wouldn't have had a score. It was never about them. It was
Listen,
Salon
bro.
Remy who saved their career. Go to the first album and see if you can take them off there and it
We
still
all
be just as
understand
bad.
that. But just like we all said that Beats can make an album, that don't mean that Beats are going to make an album. Like everybody say the Firm was whatever. Those are Dre beats. So it's not just about
No. What I'm saying, what I'm saying is the first Fuji joint. It don't even exist to us, right? Did we talk about the first
it
Fuji
exists to
joint?
us because we heard it.
Right.
But yeah, we don't
And
acknowledge it.
once Salon Remy did those remixes,
Right.
then we was able to pay attention to them and see what was going to happen the second time.
Right.
That saved the beat, saved their lives.
They did. That's exactly right. But still, you still got to perform. And I feel like Proswell's voice was necessary to cut through a lot of that high pitched shit. He was one of the voices that some people gravitated to. So it's like you can have Lauren, you can have Wyclef, but this guy was the third mixed of it. You see it all the time with groups.
All right, so let's look at the Wyclef, the solo joint Wyclef did. I remember the one where he had gone till November on there, Carnival joint. I like that joint.
I love
Lauren had a joint.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Now Pros by himself. Anybody remember that joint?
No,
but I'm not. But that's what I'm trying to say. It's not about. All right, so let's break that down. Everything after the Carnival. So if the Carnival, you're going to make my point. The Carnival was all of them again. It was Proswell. It was Lauren. It was all of these people that was on the score. As soon as they separated that from that, it became not as good. So once you took
were they on his solo joint like that? I don't remember that.
No, Lauryn Hill was on there happy. Lauryn Hill was on
the Carnival. On the Carnival?
Yeah. Was Pros on there like that?
On the Carnival. All of them. That shit like another Fuji's album. Proswell's on there. She's on there. That joint is like a Fuji's album.
I don't remember Proswell on there. I remember Lauryn
I don't remember Pros on there.
Proswell is on there, bro. He's on there.
But he'll probably on one joint.
At the end of the day, but what I'm
saying
they
both probably on one joint.
No, Lauryn Hill was
more than one joint. But y'all not hearing me. What I'm saying is y'all trying to give credit to one or two. But when their albums were good, it's because it was a collective. Wyclef the Carnival was a collective.
No, I'm just saying Pros whack.
Wyclef. Nobody is not just Wyclef.
I'm just saying Pros whack. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, he could
Pros
be
whack.
But
and I always saw
we said Flavor
the
was
Wyclef joint as his solo joint.
We say Flavor was whack.
Who said Flavor was whack?
Sorry,
Flavor
911 is a joke. Man, 911 is a joke. Is a lyrical masterpiece.
You joking.
911 is a joke, a lyrical masterpiece. Y'all crazy.
That's a great concept.
Staying Alive was Pros' song. I'm reading the comments. Ghetto Superstar. That was a big record with Pros and ODB and Maya. That was actually his biggest song. But I'm not saying Pros.
Didn't he do the Staying Alive joint too?
Huh?
Didn't he do the Staying Alive joint? Was that him or Wyclef?
I think that was Wyclef.
I think Wyclef. I think Staying Alive.
I don't know. Was it Wyclef? I think it was Wyclef.
I don't know. I don't remember, man. I think it was Wyclef, though. I don't know.
That's one of the two, but they both on there. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. So like a lot of people, that's like a lot of people diminish certain people efforts in things that are bigger than them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Michael Jordan's team, right? People might not give Steve Kerr enough credit, even though Steve Kerr hit winning shots on the Bulls.
Right.
Everybody give Michael Jordan the credit. But without that shot, or like Sam, what's this guy on the wing? I can't remember right now. But different people that did what they did made that better, right? There's certain people that when they leave, that thing get worse. Like I'm not gonna say worse. I'm not gonna say worse. But like when Prince Paul left De La Soul, right? It changed. It changed. And what we was used to became different. They got more serious, a little more stoic, right? A little more, a little more. A lot of the playfulness was gone from De La, because he left around. He left, I believe, after Balloon Mind State.
Right, because Stakes' House was the next album. That was when De La evolved into what they are now.
To a degree, yes. And we don't got that. We don't have that carefree De La no more. As soon as Prince Paul left, all the goofy stuff left. The goofy skits, all the empathy, all the little foreign language, the silly stuff, which in a way could have been, they could have outgrown that. But at the same time, when he left, everything, a lot of what we loved about De La, the little recorders in the studio, they doing silly stuff, and Biddy's in the BK Lounge, or they doing scratching their scrounge. We didn't get nothing like that again. Nothing. So it changed. Now some people may say Prince Paul didn't amount to much, but at the same time, when his presence left, we got a whole different thing, for better or worse. So some people,
it wasn't for worse. I wouldn't say it was for worse.
Some people shine when people leave, and some people don't. So that's all. Let me see. I'm looking at the comments. Shout out to PE was serious. They need it. I always say role players getting shine. Shout out to more producers.
People in your mixing.
I also think too, guys, when we talk about what's good and what's whack, I think mix downs. I think engineers make a big difference. A lot of people don't understand what an engineer could do for a song. Like we've been in the studio where we'll have a joint that sound, we just can't figure out why it don't sound right. We're like, damn, this shit ain't that good. But then you go and tweak each sound a little different, make it bigger, make it smaller, put some echo, do this, move it around. Then now you start seeing like, yo, them little sounds, once you start engineering them and tweaking them right, they get banging. Like, what's my guy from Tribe? Bob Powers, right?
Yeah.
Legendary engineer.
And the Sonics from Dre.
Yeah, I think a lot of people had a
really good at that.
Who had a bad mixdown album? Who had an album that had a bad mixdown? Because I can't.
RZA.
Hey, you gonna stop fucking with Chop album like that?
RZA had a bad mixdown. Tim Dog.
I don't even remember.
Was RZA joint indicative of the sound of Wu itself? Because Wu was never real clear with their sonics like that.
No. But what happened was it was a time where we liked it like that. When they try to get too clean is when we didn't like it. When we used to go to the studio, we would want our shit muddy. Like if the sample, like engineers started learning how to make it all crystal clear. We're like, no, leave that, leave them scratches in there, leave that muddy sound, like make it dark. Like at one point, Redman had some of the muddiest.
Talking about that static in the joint.
That funk, that real heavy bass,
that dirty, grungy. People started trying to make that sound. They started inventing plugins that would give your sound, give your samples that sound. So it was about, yeah, Bill said it right. He said it was about the unmixed raw shit sound. And we have to do that.
That first Black Moon album was real dirty.
I'm trying to think of a bad mix. I can't think offhand. But you know who mixed style started getting out? They got. I think a lot of his team fell off. Was Hitman Howie T, who used to do Special Ed and
Chub Rock. He used to do Chub Rock.
Chub Rock. I think his style was too crisp, and I think that style started to fade because it was like making everything real crisp and loud. And it changed when Tribe came, because Tribe could make it loud, but it would still sound like it
had that heavy, muddy bass. It was for the Jeeps.
And it sounded like the drums matched the drums in the song. Like Howie T and them, they was making drums that didn't match. they'd take a little sound,
Mhm.
and they would make that the thing. When Tribe was making, he'll sample a whole groove and make the
Mhm.
groove the sample instead of just a little sound. So he was like do 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 Lucian, you should know. But he started sampling the whole fucking arrangements, and he would
Mhm.
bring the snare down and put the bass, the kick under it, and it would be more like a real song, like it was really
Mhm.
played by that group instead of this whole rap thing. It started to be make it undertoned, make the beats under it. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
and like producers like Herbie Lovebug and Hitman Howie T, they phased out. And Diamond D, I can't explain what happened with Diamond D, to be honest, but I'm sure he pissed somebody off and he didn't get the numbers that he was
Mhm.
supposed to get. I'm sure people just started fading away. Like that whole DITC just kind of, you know what I mean? They wouldn't
Yeah.
adapt to the
Mhm.
times and they just became whatever, right? Beat Nuts
Mhm.
and all that, right?
Mhm.
Beat Nuts had some of the best beats in the world. J-Lo sampled them and took they beat crazy. But I think the game caught up with a lot of them and passed them. And I think Diddy just, if anybody's a damn vulture, his ass swoop in. As soon as your shit get mediocrely hot, he coming to steal the shit. So,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? It became at one point, Diddy was swooping in, stealing everything, every style, and it became whatever. You know what I'm saying? The sound changed. Dre changed it.
Mhm.
Organized Noise changed it.
Organized noise changed it
Yep.
a
And
lot.
Track Masters changed
Mhm.
it. What's them two dudes? Cool and Dre,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? Swiss Beats. People
Yeah.
could not stand Swiss Beats changed it. Some people say for the worse. Now I don't say that, but they used to call his beats the Casio beats.
They were.
Mhm. They were.
Do do do
They
do
were.
do do
But he
do
did.
do do
He was
do
burning.
do
He
But
was
I
burning
do
think
with
I
do.
think the
burning with
Memphis, like the 3 6 Mafia and production like that kind of really changed the landscape. I think that and what
Mandy
Kanye was doing.
Fresh,
Yeah,
Mandy Fresh.
You talking about 3 6
really
Mafia,
changed.
GCJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the South itself changed it.
Mhm.
In a lot of our stuff, and a lot of people were trying to figure out how to float in the waters.
Mhm.
People like French Montana figured it out, right? Fat
Mhm.
Joe figured it out, but a lot of people from New York couldn't figure it out, so they fell off, right? Or
Mhm.
they started making garbage, right? So it's like Fat Joe, I applaud him because he figured it out and
He stayed in. Yeah, he
he
figured it
learned
out,
how to maneuver this shit.
and he
Jay-Z
got Big
stayed
Pun
relevant.
involved.
But people like Nas didn't stay relevant. We 6 or 7 year breaks from Nas. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Where we didn't hear nothing from. You know what I'm saying?
What was that? The part, the Bravehearts joint. Did they have a Bravehearts album?
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
did. I never heard it though, but they did have one.
Mm.
Oh, it's Scott Storch. You're right, Bill.
Mhm.
You're right. Donnie,
And
we
he
doing
said
the
Jay
old
Dillon
heads
and
episode
Madlib.
tonight. Now, Scott Storch changed the game drastically. And you know what? The Roots, they didn't
Mhm.
change the game overtly. But what they did was they made it where you had to get more instrumental with
Mhm.
your production, because the
Mhm.
Roots, although they never moved numbers, they moved culture. When
Mhm.
that joint with Erica Badu came out, every girl in America was singing that song. If you adore everybody
You
when
got
Got
me.
to,
You talking about
got
you got
to,
me?
got
I
Yeah.
saw every girl in America was singing that song. So guess what the record label say? Shit, we need a fucking band. And you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? We need to get a band like the Roots. And if you're not a band, we
Mhm.
can at least get somebody like Scott Storch that can play instruments, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
You had to start playing instruments, because guess who was the biggest records in the world? Dr. Dre. And guess what he was doing? He was replaying all that shit.
He's
Yeah,
replaying
we
this music.
played
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah.
And he had Scott Storch coming to play that shit.
And then
So he was
Organized Noise is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
so he
Mhm.
changed everything. Damn, where the fuck are we at? What are we talking about now? Oh, God damn.
Everything.
We got on white rappers.
Talking about everything.
We're supposed to talk
Just
about.
talking about what's whack, but it don't stick. You got it. Just it's too subjective now.
I think our list was
Like now,
tight though.
who whack now?
Who whack now?
A
First of all,
whole
I don't
lot.
listen to a lot of stuff whack. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't listen to a lot of people right now. But I'm gonna tell you what's funny, bro. Let's be honest. At 40 and 50 and 60, if you're listening to whack shit, you're whack. Why would I listen to something whack? You know what I'm saying? Like to be like, that's whack. I won't even hear it. I don't even hear it. Because I'm not even looking for shit right now. I'm like, yo, shit gotta come to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even listening to whack shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people, bro. Like, I just saw a dude yesterday, something Bay. And this dude is huge. I just heard of him like 2 days ago because some girl went on stage and her man was in the crowd, and she went up on stage with this dude. He's a rapper out of Chicago. Something Bay. I can't remember his name. And he went viral because the girl was grinding on him, and while the dude was in the crowd, and she didn't go back down with him or something. I don't know, whatever. And I'm like, this dude is internationally known, and I never even heard this dude in my life. And it's 50 more than running around, dog. And I'm like, bro, either I need to get in the game or get out, because I'm not gonna be running around trying to figure out every time Nick and Harry that's rapping right now to try to be in with what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
So
somebody really don't like Lil Dicky.
yeah,
I know. I done seen that like 3 times.
Lil
They don't
Dicky
like
is
Lil
not
Dicky,
whack,
yeah.
Deuce.
Lil
Deuce,
Dicky rap
chill
his
out.
ass off for real if he wanted to.
Whack. Dicky not whack. Dicky is low hanging fruit to say Dicky is whack, bro. I don't think Dicky's whack. I think so. I think that he does use. This is lack of a better word. He does use a black scent to a degree. He does make he does try to use a blackish voice. I understand that. But it's not heavily black. And I think it's in the lane of a rapper, is how you rap when you're rappy. I don't think he tries to be black. I think he tries to be Jewish, which what he is. He doesn't try to. Now he can broaden his content.
I know him more for the TV show than his actual songs. I'm not familiar with his songs.
Pretty much. And
a lot of his
and
stuff
actually, the only time I realized he could rap was on the show.
Yeah, and the show.
You know what I'm saying? That he did a freestyle on the show. Like, oh, he can actually, he can actually spit if he wanted to.
Show. He's right in the same lane as a Joyner Lucas to me, right? Whereas I don't seek out their albums, but I'll check a video out. I'll check a freestyle. You know what I'm saying? But Joyner just dropped last week. I did not listen to it. And he does millions. The Joyner go, you know what I'm saying? He'll get 50 million listens of it, but I don't check for it. I know he's nice. I know he got bars. I just personally I don't check for it. Do you, Dale? Do you listen to Joyner Lucas?
Not bad. That I didn't realize was as good as he was Jack Harlow. He's not bad, Joe.
Yeah. I heard a Jack Harlow joint that was actually good.
His last album, and it was pretty good. I was like,
okay. Yeah, he can rap.
I don't have no problem with it. I don't listen to him enough to have a problem or not have a problem. So I don't know.
You know, Tyler the Creator.
Do y'all put Tyler the Creator high?
Tyler the Creator grew on me.
He can rap.
I like Tyler.
He can rap.
Grew on me.
He can rap. And I think I'm insane, but I like him more for his other music than his rap. I like to hear him rap a little. I like to hear him be creative. I don't want to just hear him rap. But I like Tyler, yes.
Well, like
she said I did enjoy it. Oh, Ye is interested in music, and it's obvious it's performance art. Kanye right now, I think Kanye is like
Ye whack right now?
Kanye is like a third grader or a fifth, like an adolescent. His mind frame only, if you listen to the last 25 raps that he has said, they're all about fucking some chick and about some type of clothing. The
he don't have no
mind
content
is
no
so,
more.
he thinks that everything he spit gotta be about different ways to degrade a female. Every rap. He just did that verse. He just did that remix. What's the name of that joint he just did the remix for? Like that.
Like that.
Oh, he dissing Drake. Ain't he dissing Drake in that joint?
Yeah, but it's only for show. He said I can't think of what Drake lied. But Drake wrote his whole damn album. Like he also wrote half his album. So half the shit you saying is Drake lies, nigga.
Yeah, I listened to Vultures. Vultures was whack to me. I couldn't. It just the subject matter didn't reach me. I couldn't.
Well,
I couldn't do nothing with it.
I've listened to it but I'm gonna be honest. That's I listened to the radio. I turned my car on the radio.
Earl Sweatshirt is good, huh?
That damn Carnival song is a big ass record. That song I like that song. I was like, yo, this song hits hard. The Carnival song he got.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is an anthem. It's a big record for a venue, like if you're doing a festival.
Well, he trying to do stadium music, so.
Dude said, Ye never been whack. Bill said, Kanye ain't hungry no more. He ran out of content. That's a fact. Well, when he stopped being black, he stopped having content. He don't have no content no more. Yo, so I think Kanye could be on that list. Like, to me, I don't think Kanye's a good artist anymore.
Yeah, he hasn't made a good album in a long time.
No, absolutely
not.
So are we declaring Kanye whack now?
No, I can't say he whack because them first four albums, first four or five albums,
6.
Late registration, my shit.
Yeah, I can't call him whack.
Nah, you know what, Dale? I can call somebody whack if they get whacked over a course of 7-8 years and you're just whack. I can name you 10 dudes that was nice back in the day and now they just whack.
All right, let's end it on that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay.
RZA's ass.
One.
Kanye.
2.
Hold on. I got you. No, I ain't done. Hold up. I'm gonna give you 10.
Dang, you give us 10?
You said 10.
You
said 10. We got 2.
I'm gonna give you 10. Hold up. Bazaar is trash.
Was he ever good?
I don't know if he was ever good, but
hey Dale, did you hear Cube new joint?
Who?
Ice Cube.
Oh, I haven't heard of Ice Cube joint in a long time, Joe.
Yeah, he whack now, sadly.
For real?
Whack.
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah, I saw
he don't even be rapping no more.
It's like, dang, we put all these albums in the 2000s and 2010.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't heard nothing joints.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say a name and I'm gonna put an asterisk by it because it can be turned around. And a lot of people be debating me on this. And I'm not even gonna say the W word. I'm just gonna say that KRS ain't KRS no more.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm a huge KRS fan, but I agree.
I listened to the last one and he just going through the motions right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's going through the motions. And he's using these beats that's not even that strong no more. But people told me
up. His production than him.
Yeah, the production. He was more creative. He was more creative.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Let me think. Because I listened to some shit recently. I was like, yo, this joint. Oh, you know what? This one gonna hurt me, bro. But I'm gonna say it, bro. Jazzo. Listen to Jazzo new album.
Has he made it?
He should have kept this.
Why hurt you?
Because man, he tried so hard, and he even got Jay he back with Jay, and Jay helped him put the albums. Jay helped him distribute the joint, and I went listen to it. I was like, this joint sound like an old man rapping, bro.
When was this? When this album come out?
Well, I think it's about a year or two old. I'm bugging. It ain't that new, but that's the last album he put out. Because he went to Jay and they kind of made up, and he asked for whatever, and he put the joint out, and I wanted to like it. I went and got it, downloaded, And I was like, man, this joint just not strong. It's like a dude stuck in the, you know what I'm saying? When you don't really keep up with it, you start to sound old. So I'm gonna go ahead and say the Giants old joint. It did. It wasn't nice and smooth, but it was. I think it's Greg Nice got an album with another rapper, old school rapper. They merged. It was something like Positive K and Greg Nice or some shit.
I heard. I didn't hear it, but I heard about it. Yeah,
that don't sound right.
And this
I wasn't a big Mace fan either.
And you know what,
I never did like Mace.
If you older than, if you are age, just don't take this like this. Just, it's a great assault. But I heard MC Lyte new song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love MC Lyte, but that joint sound mad boring, right? Because it's like she's trying to talk about women, like, empowerment, whatever she talk about, whatever is women empowerment or whatever. And it's like, this joint boring. And it's like, this is why they say it's a young person's game, because the older people they want to get back, but they want to do it in a grown way. So it's like, okay, do it in a grown way, but it still got to entertain. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, yeah, do your grown up thing and make it grown up, but it still got to be entertaining. And if you get too preachy, it's going to be boring.
It's cringy,
But I listened to the song, I shared it and all that, but I'm like, that joint, I would never hear that again. It had light, it had salt on there for salt and pepper. And
Big Daddy Kane on there, right? Ain't Big Daddy Kane on there? Ain't Big Daddy Kane on there?
He might be.
Ain't Raheem DeVaughn singing on it?
I think you're right. It was just boring, bro. And I'm sorry. I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
I just thought the song was boring.
Yeah, I haven't heard it yet, so.
It was just boring. So I mean, I'm not no disrespect to her. I'll give her the love. And you know who else? Trash when he not dissing is Mace. Mace is trash.
I never liked Mace though. So
Mace had a moment in time when he was. Mace is mediocre now. And you know who else? I'm gonna tell you another person. And I like Nori, but Nori last album was like, huh?
I never heard it.
I ain't like Nori last album like that. It was okay. You know what I mean? A lot of our greats I like just
Nori's first album was saved by a really good single.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His first album wasn't bad though. His first album
wasn't bad. But it was saved by a really good single.
Yeah,
it was wrapped around that,
bro. But you can't hear everything, bro. I've been trying to listen to stuff. And you know what? What y'all think of Benny the Butcher new album?
I like it. It's very solid.
Is that the one with the rap game song on there?
Yeah, everybody can come or everybody can't
go. Yeah. I listened to that joint. I thought it was pretty good. It was solid, but I ain't never go back to revisit it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Make you want to hear it again.
And I think there's one song on there that I really, really gravitated towards, but other than that, it was just more the same to me.
Now, Killer Mike's album is a great album.
Yeah,
that's
I like
what I'm talking about. That Michael, that's what I'm talking about. Entertain. Do your grown man thing, but you can still entertain us. You know what I mean? Entertain us, bro. And we're going to get out of here. This shit went 2 hours. We bugging out.
Yeah, so late as we went.
I know. Everybody, we never went this late ever. So listen, we're going to get out of here. But I think we got a good grasp on it. Just, we really ain't defined.
It's a hard subject to tackle, man, because it's so subjective.
Yeah, it's a different time too. We over inundated with shit now. There's so much stuff out there now that we got access to with streaming. Just trying to call something whack now is not even a consensus no more. It's real subjective.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I feel like we did do a list and we kind of agreed with the list. I don't think we left anybody off. Can you think of somebody we left off?
Nah.
I can't remember whack people.
There's plenty of them out there. I just can't think of like all these new little niggas. I don't know about these littles, like little Yachties and little Uzis and all these. I don't listen to them enough to know if they whack, but from what I hear, they sound whack. I
think Yachty's last album, because he went more musical, was actually pretty good.
Oh, word. Okay.
Everybody keeps saying that. I'll be ready to hear it. So I don't.
It's actually
that's
pretty
one
good.
album I'm gonna give a chance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a chance. So
It ain't gonna make me go back and listen to nothing else, but
on that note, thank you, Tony, for joining us tonight.
yeah, it was good to be here, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you, Dale, once again.
All right. All
right, gang. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all share this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. CLBMG. Make sure you follow Dale, man, aka 4 Eyes Ugly Professor. Dale, that name is long as shit too. On that fucking when you be searching it, 4 Eyes Ugly Professor. You gotta type all that shit. 4 Eyes Ugly Professor.
All you gotta do is type in Ugly Professor. That's all. You get
You'll find it.
All right, dog. So listen, I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side. Peace out, gang.
All right, champ.
All right.